I cannot wait till I'm done with this stream so that way I can listen to that incredible mixtape again. God, it's so good. Oh my god, it's XFlippyX23, who pops up on every stream that I watch. Oh, Nuclear Nibbles. Man. How you doing, man? How you doing? Saying you're not capable of being a human being right now. You can come here and be a giant blob if you want. A blobby boy a good percentage of the time. We're gonna try to make this shit work again. Everything here sucks. This is horrible. This is a horrible set of cards. Creatures, other creatures get -1/-1. What the fuck want to kill my creatures for? Rewind, it's like bad cancel. Sanctum of Fruitful Harvest, it's like weird ramp. This is like a late pick. It's super conditional sorcery speed removal. Blech. The best card is Capture Sphere. There's also Mistral Singer. We've done 2 blue drafts in a row. I think I might just pick up the Spellgorger Weird. I might just pick up the Spellgorger Weird. Because I kind of want to. That's it. That's literally the reasoning. Ooh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. We've drafted blue-black. We drafted blue-black. Here's a lot of that shit. I'm going to get the shock. Spellgorger Weird and shock. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Demonic Embrace, though. This card is insane. This is the pick. I'm going to be really clear. I'm not picking this because I just got done drafting 2 blue-black decks in a row. Oh my god, we could have gotten the Triple Sanctum Special. Fuck. Holy fuck, man. Oh man, that would have been just incredible. Alright, so we have a pile of commons. You know, I quite like Basri's Acolyte. It feels quite good. Colossal Dreadmaw is another choice that we could have gone for. Yeah, I think I'm going to get this Basri's Acolyte. It's a 2/3 that makes some other things good. Invigorating Surge. Put counters and then get counters, get counters. It looks like we're going to be choosing a common. I think that the best common is probably the Elvish Visionary here. This is a good-looking common. There's also this Hobble Fiend. Concordia Pegasus I also think is good. I'm going to just do some forcing here. You know, I could also just start cutting the red stuff. So I'm going to do a little bit of red cutting. I just kind of want to do some red shit. I like Makeshift Battalion. I like Anake Ogre. I like Turret Ogre. I like all of these. It's another Fungal Rebirth. Wow. I'm just kind of forcing Boros. Forcing red something, at least. Bone Pit Brute is quite pricey for what I want to do. I'm going to pick what I think is the best card here, which is the Turret Ogre. Staunch Shieldmate. I like Sure Strike a lot. I'm actually just having fun picking cards right now. Chandra's Magmud is incredible. We need a second color here. I like our red quite a bit. Even though it's like all commons. Gakarat, here you go, man. Bam. Gakarat says, I tried scrolling chat, but it goes so fast and jumps around, but if I pop it out, it clears all the text. I hate the text doesn't stay. Yeah, I think that this Chandra's Magmud is just so fantastic. Nuclear Nibbles is also shown. Thanks for the love and support, my man. Man, you got it. You got it, man. You're always here, bringing some cheer, bringing nice conversation. You know, helping this be a nice place. Least we can do is check in on you. You know. But yeah, I mean, you're gonna be okay, Nuclear Nibbles. I promise you. Nuclear Nibbles is dealing with the. Wait, what is even happening here? Hold on one second. Is it? Oh, I see. I see. Nerevar has all the packs and it's taking their time. That's fine. I just want to make sure we didn't disconnect or something. Wow, Peep. I think there's like no one in green. Maybe we should just be reaching for green, huh? Maybe it would be some sort of red-green aggro kind of looking thing. But yeah, I had a similar experience when my grandfather was dying of cancer, and we went to be with him in his final few days, and it took days, man. We were just sitting there, just all right, just kind of hanging out. It was hard. And it's weird because, you know, in movies and shows, scary big bad events happen like that. It's the moment. All right, do I want... It's between this or the Legion's Judgment. I don't really know what color we are yet. I'm gonna try the white because I just kind of want to. Whoa! Yeah! Oh hell yeah! Vryn Wingmare. Yeah! Oh yeah! All right. Nice. New Jericho gift in 5. Thank you so much, New Jericho. Yeah, I mean the weird thing about like whenever there's a moment of death or pain in a show is that it's shown and people go ah, and then there's shock and then the plot keeps moving along. Spellgorger weird is just non-creature, right? I think we could use more of the 2s. Sure. Yeah. It just happens so slowly, man. Unleash Fury, Double Dat Power. We have another Shock. We have another Shock. We'll take a Shock. Other good cards here. Rousing Reed is good. Shipwreck Dowser is good. Unleash Fury is pretty fun. But, you know, Shock. Keeping us tight and low to the ground. What does the Kinetic Augur do again? It's equal to the number of instant sorcery cards in the graveyard. When it enters the battlefield, discard up to 2 cards and draw that many cards. There's also another Sure Strike, which I actually think I might want instead of this. Was pick one? It was Shock. But yeah, in real life, when someone's dying, it takes days, and there's just this weird strain, and then boredom, and then strain, and then boredom, and it's just, I wouldn't wish it on anyone, man. Do we have any bird, cat, dog, goat, oxes, or snakes? We have 2 dogs. I'm having fun this draft, man. I'm not picking any good shit, man. I'm gonna get this one. Green was the color to shift to. No, it was 5 color shrines. Jesus. Hearthfire Immolator, I think, is it. This is exactly what I want. Exactly what I want. Freaking Gale Swooper, man. Gale. Do I want a dub? I don't want the Hobble Fiend. I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna get one dub. This is perfect. This is exactly what we want. I kind of want my curve to end at 5. What? None of these are good. I guess I'll take this and probably not run them. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Or do I want Unleash Fury? Valorous Steed, though, is just really nice. Really nice. I'll happily take a second Steed. Igneous Core. Okay. 3 Curs. Probably too many Curs. Cur's kind of a slow card. That's kind of why I was eyeing that Hobble Fiend and I got it. Now, Destructive Tampering is actually a card that I kind of... Actually, I'm going to take a second dub. This is a fun card. No. Screw it. I'm going to take this dub. Fear of the Bitten. Hobble Fiend. There we go. I did count correctly. We got plenty of creatures. Get out of my deck. Probably not running this Animal Sanctuary, but that's okay. So we have some dogs, some devils, and some humans. Moving the axes. Oh, yeah! Chandra's Incinerator. Oh, yeah! Incineration commencing. Ship it. Chandra's Pyreling. Probably this. Well, whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage, it gets +1/+0 and gains Double Strike. No. I think I'm actually just going to pick up Spellgorger Weird number 2. I could have had all 5 Sanctums, dude. I think I want this. Windscarred Crag, maybe? Promise is non-creature, right? I think I actually want the Goblin Wizardry. Goblin Arsonist seems nice. Or maybe we should get the Tempered Veteran. I don't have a lot of things with +1/+1 counters on it. Except for the Spellgorger Weird. I think I'm going to try this. I don't really think I need a bunch of 1-drops. A bunch of dirtily garbagey 1-drops. I'm pretty sure they'll wheel regardless. We have some pretty nice looking cards in here. There's also a lot of things we can cut. Igneous Curs I kind of want to get out. Maybe run just like 1. This Thrill of Possibility probably don't need. That's a really nice one, a Daybreak Charger. That's a really nice one to get. Getting some damage in there, baby. God, another Gale Swooper. That's perfect. This is perfect for the deck. Oh, actually, I forgot about the Basri's Acolyte. This Tempered Veteran works really well with many of our cards. Let me get rid of these things. Oops, you go here, you go here, you go here. There's a Siege Striker. Superb. 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 Superb, superb, superb. I don't know how we backed into such a nice little collection of cards here. I'm just going to get the Anaki Ogre, man. I actually really... I'm quite a big fan of Anaki Ogre, man. Jeez, we have some good shit here. I don't think I'm ever going to cast the Hellkite Punisher, ever. So I think this idiot is the pick. Well, you know, I'm going to pick this because, given what I have, I don't even think I'm going to run the other one. welcome. Love it. Love to see it. Love to see it. Okay. And I guess Hobble Fiend also sack. Yeah, we're probably not going to run the Goblin Babies. I don't remember how many of these things I picked. Okay. Shocks are getting run. Daybreak Charger. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe. Yeah. Probably both of these. Legion's Judgment. Probably one. Yes. Maybe not, actually. It's just not as damagey as our other shit. You know, I think I'm actually gonna put in like a Legion's Judgment. The Goblin Wizardry, we don't really have so many spells. We have some spells, but we don't have so many spells. Ooh, those are cool looking planes. Love to see it. First of all, now let me do my land last as an intelligent man should do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 drops. That seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. I think I'm actually going to put in a second Legion's Judgment. Right? We have the Shocks and Sure Strikes and various ways to get around small things. Then we just run 2 Legion's Judgment to get around the big things. My curve is fantastic. Gale Swoopers are amazing. This is why I was excited to run the Onake Ogre. We have Sure Strikes to give them first strike. Then I can Gale Swoop to get in for extra damage. I've been deeply unimpressed with Igneous Cur. Let's pick the... Why? I wonder why it's showing up all weird like this. It's not showing the 8 there. Whatever. Let's make this the... No, what was our... Yeah, weird. Weird draft. Yes, fine, Wizards. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Mr. Prodigious. Mr. Prodigious. Happy 99 month anniversary. 99. Feeling fine. I think this plains art is incredible. So rather than putting in card draw, this is the kind of deck that benefits from having cards like Tempered Veteran. So instead of spending my mana on a card that I drew, like a blue deck would do, I spend my mana using activated abilities of my creatures, such as this Tempered Veteran. Here I go. Oh, I run JT, gifting 5 subs to our wonderful community. I run JT, one of the regular gifters, has gifted a grand total of 113 Subaronies in our good friend, the Pepperoni. Lofty Denial. Perfect. How are you, I run JT? 10 months, saying woo! Oh yeah. I think Corn Dong is not getting that God Dong draw. What now? Jerkers, so what's the thought behind playing the Anake Ogre in the second main phase? In Magic, you typically want to always be playing lands and creatures on your second main because it provides less information to your opponent. So for instance, let's say I attack with the Tempered Veteran and my opponent's like, ooh, I want to use this spell Insubstantiate on a good target. Oh, my opponent hasn't played a creature yet. Let me Insubstantiate to return this 2-mana creature to their hand. And then in second main I can play the Anake Ogre. So now we're going to see an arbitrary spell cast. Two shocks in an aggro deck is perfect. Spell Gorger odd. Ooh. Huh. Alright. Let's make him a Flappy Bird. Wait, I meant to make this guy Flappy Bird. Well, we screwed up. We just made a big mistake. Shit. Shit. Alright. Whatever. I totally meant to make the 4-2 fly and then swing in with the unicorn, but I clicked on the unicorn because I knew I was going to swing in with the unicorn no matter what. So upon clicking upon him, I had regrets. Hey, what are some good, like, dark fantasy manga? You might not be surprised to hear this, but I read Claymore. Reading Claymore makes me want to read more stuff. Yeah, like, what is Berserk? I know I'm supposed to know about Berserk, but I don't know about Berserk at all. Mr. Eisen says, could you explain the benefit of playing untapped land on second main to hide information versus on the first? Because if you play the land beforehand, I now have one less card in my hand. So if let me frame it in a sort of inverted way. Let's say you knew that your opponent didn't have a land to play, and they're on turn 2, and you're playing standard. That's fine. It's still attacking, that's fine. Let's say you're playing standard, and this deck, let's say you knew that I didn't have a land. Well, my god, now you actually have a lot of certainty. You should have a lot of certainty that, wow, I probably have some sort of 2-mana removal spell. So now, when I attack, you're going to be going, shit, I know he runs a lot of 2-mana removal spells, so I gotta be really careful about that. In this sort of way. Whereas, if I just played the land, you might go, oh, okay, so he has a land, so now I need to think more about what could be his 2- and 3-mana plays. Right? It just kind of opens you up to... It opens you up to less possibilities. I shouldn't say it opens you up to less possibilities. It closes you to more possibilities. Whereas if you wait a turn, you can sometimes mess with your opponent in that way. So another example would be like, oh man, I definitely want to save my shock for that double blue and 1 octopus. I definitely want to save my shock for that. So, oh crap, my opponent attacked, and upon attacking, my opponent only has 1 blue and 1 green, so, you know, I'm gonna kill this thing here, and then they play the island, they play the octopus, right? Like, if you can withhold information, you often put yourself into a better situation long term. Woof woof. But typically I do everything on main 1 because I'm streaming, so I just do my main 1 stuff, hit attack, and then turn and look at chat. It has absolutely opened me up to mistakes. And that is not a problem. Alright, I will go ahead and trade this way. Because I have Valorous Steeds, I think I might be comfortable just trading with the dog. No. Scraw. The fact that that thing has vigilance, kind of a pain. Yeah, like, so what, anyways, what's Berserk about? What is it that makes it an interesting sort of dark fantasy thing? Dark fantasy is just an aesthetic I like, you know, Dark Souls, Claymore. It's sort of, there's horror there, but it is not about horror, as it were. So if I swoop this in, I can deal 9 damage, they'll go to 8, and then I'm kind of SOL. I think I want to do this first. A lot of horror is very intimate in its perspective, you know, it's like a bunch of rando folk. Actually, if I did like a mega block, that would probably be incorrect, huh? It's like, oh, a bunch of people, suddenly their house is under attack by a weird monster and they have to survive for 90 minutes. And that's the show. But Kados' Berserk is like grittier Claymore to be as basic as possible. Interesting. I think it might be time to go to Chump Town, huh? If I Gale Swoop and swing in, my opponent will be at 8. Yeah, this is probably the play, huh? Oh shit, what the fuck? I just gave Gale Swoop to my Gale Swooper. I keep making this fucking mistake. I keep meaning to give it to this, and then I'm going to attack with the Gale Swooper, but then I keep clicking on this, preparing to attack with it. Ugh. Alright, well we lost anyways. No, we didn't. That's great. Look at that. Oh my god, villain gave themselves protection from white, which caused the dub to immediately fall off it. Excellent! Whew. Alright, looks like we may have won. Maybe, maybe, baby, baby. Whew. Oh, oh. Yep. It's another barn burner of a game. Nice swingo dingo, my wanamingo. So if what happens if I swing out? So they're going to take 3, they're going to go to 5. And then on the ground, don't think it's worth it. Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. You love to see it. You love to see it. That's incredible. Because Villain does have to play around me buffing something up. Which maybe is actually what I want to do. I kind of want to get this damn Vigilance dog out of the way, though. Get my opponent down to just the life locker? Yeah, no, that seems like the play. Healing. Great. Great, 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 great. I love that our opponent makey a mistakey. I love that our opponent gave protection white to a dub dog and died. Oh, you're so big. You're so big. Our opponent must do this play. Otherwise, our opponent would die. Okay. A tempered veteran tempers himself. Yeah, do some stuff. Do some stuff. I literally feel like I'm free rolling right now. I lost this game. Our opponent just undubbed the dub dog and died. Perfect. A well-deserved loss. I don't think we have any issues with the deck construction in this particular circumstance because we did have Sure Strikes and Legion's Judgment to be able to deal with it, so I think it's fine. It's super duper fine. Sometimes aggro versus aggro hurts. Oh my god, I have that thing. Oh, it's so good. Oh. What up, Nin Muffin? We're gathering some draft wins today. We had a 7-1 draft. We had a 4-3 clownful, ridiculous Teferi's Tutelage draft. I've had a lot of cold brew today. Makes me feel good. Makes me feel good. Sorry I'm tapping and tweaking so much today. I just like... Since quarantine, I've just listened to, like, no new music. Just none. Like, no new music for a long, long time. It's been... I haven't found new songs and stuff for maybe 5 months or something. Really since quarantine started, right? So we're in July, so it's June, May, April, March. Yeah, so I guess 4 months. Let's go ahead and play the Magma. Wow, wow. And then I, like, found this... Well, part of the reason is that I just haven't really had an opportunity to. I am going to go ahead and play the Spellgorger Weird. We see that there is a green deck. We see a Drowsing Pteranodon, which implies that there should be some big bad boys coming down. Oops, I didn't tap. Speaking of bad, I didn't tap. We should, in theory, see some big bad boys coming down, which would make us want to play our Spellgorge are weird, so we can Legion's Judgment and do other type awesome things. Tios says, out of curiosity, how do you normally find new music? Well, generally, if I go to the gym and I'm running on the elliptical, I will fire up some various services for new music hunting, either by finding a song I like on SoundCloud and just letting it autoplay to future songs, Pandora, creating playlists, not playlists, creating new stations and just letting it play, and just skipping a lot. I don't thumbs up, thumbs down, Pandora, just skip. Also, Discover Weekly, Spotify. Also, watching streams and trying to hunt aggressively for new shit. What a good dog. Like looking up genre playlists and grinding through those. But I mean, I basically wake up and I'm like here, and work's been like really busy. I mean, work has been like insane. And so like, I mean, really it's the lack of workout. Oh, and when I like, these are the methodologies by which I find the new music, but there's also the carved out time that I would assign to listening to it. If I'm on the elliptical for an hour, listen to music. If I'm going to be on a 30-minute car drive, listen to some music. Ooh. Did you miss 4 damage? I absolutely did. Absolutely. And I may have skipped the tap again because I'm awful. Yeah, all right. I'm just missing everything, man. I'm missing absolutely everything. But yeah, man, all those times, which I would normally use to just listen to a bunch of stuff, I just haven't been listening. So when I was watching Dota player stream prior evening, this playlist came up, and I was just like, what is? Oh my god, what is this? Fucking cheer 500 bits. What is this? Please, I'll pay you to tell me. How do I just like win right now, huh? Doing it. Oh yeah, this feels nice. Siege Striker's just blasting through shit. Yeah, maybe I should read some Berserk or watch some Berserk. Chandra's Incinerator. Ooh, and a turn opt. Have you read Maiden Abyss? Never even heard of that. Rum and Coke. Yeah, there's something I find really interesting about horror as an aesthetic, but not as like trying to scare you. Like, for instance, Aliens, which might be my favorite movie of all time. Second one, Aliens. Aliens, Like, Aliens is like an action movie. it is a sci-fi movie, and it has this sort of horrifying element to it, but it's not like this jump scare laden, you know, who's the idiot that's going to let the zombies in and cause everyone to die, you know. Okay, let's see. We've got a Hobble Fiend, an Onake Ogre, a Valorous Steed. Sure Strike? Yeah, love it. Like, I love that it's kind of there. Or, what's another good example? Pan's Labyrinth. Kind of has a bit of a horror aesthetic to it. Pan's Labyrinth is not about, boo, someone came out from behind a corner. Oh. Is that the one with the game over man, game over man? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Game over, man. Game over. Bill Paxton's so good. Gotcha. Now, is it time to get weird, or is it time to get huge? You know, I think I'm actually going to do this. I think I'm actually going to play the big boy. Opponent played a dog. Damn. What about A Quiet Place? Loved A Quiet Place. Loved it. Loved that movie. I wouldn't connect it as much to what I'm talking about, because that really did feel like a horror movie to me. Just felt like a good horror movie. I like the sort of aesthetic of a horror world. A horror world. Oh! I knew something was up. Bolthound. Bow wow. It's me. Bow wow wow. Well, let's get a land. Let's just fly over this problem, huh? Okay, universe. Okay, I hear you, universe. I hear you. You don't want me to have that. I understand. I will now shoot this dog. Bolt the bolt. 4 to the face. That's the plan. Play the Aliens SNES game. I played the Aliens Genesis game, which was stressful. Gale. I clicked on the correct thing. Whew. Oh my god, that was some stress right there, just trying to navigate through this turn. Volcanic Geyser, you got it, man. Spend all your big mana on the big spell. Other guys, controversial opinion, Stephen King's The Dark Tower series might be up your alley. Yeah, that is one of those that I want to read through at some point. That was our good friend Jeff In Control Robinson's favorite series. Let me just spend some time thinking. If our opponent doesn't block, our opponent dies. If you don't know, yesterday was the anniversary of Jeff's very sudden death. It's been on the mind a lot lately. It's been on the mind a lot. For me, and I know for a lot of you. And I know because you've been tweeting at me. Yeah, it's been 1 year. It was on Saturday, July 20th last year. Yeah. Corbiddy Assurance says, Mexican Gothic is a good horror-y, non-jumpy kinds of scares book. Oh. Nice. want to play the Magmut first. What's his face? 117. So still love the Holiday Bash y'all did together. That's maybe my favorite thing that I have ever done. Is that Holiday Bash. That was great. Also, Jesse DJ has the Sanctum of Stone Fangs and might just ping-pong us to death. But we deal a lot of damage on each individual turn. What are you, me? What are you, me? Look at this. Mill me. Mill me and kill me. Gale Swooper, Hobble Fiend. Oh my god, this is an absolute plasma run out. This is great. Alright. Alright, well, let's just get on in. Don't have a care in the world. I just wish I had some red mana. I mean, we are a long way off from dying to this tutelage. Squirtleton! Ow. What a bastard. Nice. I'm not going to do the Sure Strike. I'm going to play the Valorous Steed. It's better. This is a big board. This board's big. It's very big. Alright, flash human. Cool. Alright, let's see if our opponent taps out. Let's pray for a tap out. Bam. Tap out. Tap out. No. So, 2 can get blocked, 2 get through, keep the ping-ponger alive. Oh. Bit of a brave play. But I'm a brave boy. If I get Grasp of Darkness. Good reads. Good reads. Oh, Village Rites would have gone well with Teferi's tutelage. Nice. Gotcha. Gotcha! Smack him upside the head. How dare you try to mill me? Do you not understand that I was formerly a miller? 4-1 having fun. No, not a chance. We can't cast our spells. This definitely. Okay. Nothing? Perfect. In fairness, the deck seems pretty straightforward. Even as a noob, I get the concept. Yeah, I mean, it works quite well. That's really all there is to it. Look, we even redrew the Gale Swooper. I think the important thing is not the sort of underlying concept, but knowing what essential support cards exist to just make this possible. I think this is the play. And also I messed up. I should have swung with this first, and if, you know, villain wants to block, then villain can, but that's fine. Yeah, I mean, like, I did a Boros draft earlier, and it just really kind of fell flat. It just really didn't do it. I warmly welcome the damage. It's perfect. Now I can just ping-pong it next turn. We would love another red mana source. What is the play here? You know, I think it's this. I think I should have swung with the Spellgorger Weird first and seen if I could have gotten that to block. That was the play. I should have attacked. If there was a block, I should have gone Shock, and then I would have eaten both of these things. That's fine. We can try it again next turn. See, this is what I should have done that turn. And then since I was doing that anyways, I could have gotten the damage. Whoopsie daisies. Man, making mistakes all over the place. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, 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 woo. It's okay. We got a big board and a big brain. And boards and brains together make nice plays. Send him home. This can sack to nuke that as well, so that's good. I love that play. Well, I mean, I have some opinions about this run out. I think my health is less important than their health. Fantastic. This one. This one. This guy sacrifices himself to kill this. And now we begin to swing, because this has trample, so this can double block. By doing it this way, Loco now has to have some buff to be able to block. So by doing it in this fashion, we can just swing, 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 swing till the end of all time. If I'd killed the 3-2, or excuse me, if I'd killed this 2-2 Mistral Singer, then my opponent would have had a 3-2 back to block, and that would have been bad news bears for us. Bowser's Acolyte was absolutely plasmatic. What an insane draw. That's so good. That's so good. Great. Lifelink here couldn't be more important. Couldn't be more important. Loconaut's drawn a lot of spells. Well, for what it's worth, we have two, but... Let's pre-combat this guy. Do a bunch of damage. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. We're winning. We are veeming. Yeah, I think it just, the last Boros drafts that I've streamed, I didn't quite do it. I didn't quite get there with these essential support creatures. Kind of misbuilt. So, nothing can save Loconaut. Nice. 5-1, having fun. Do not think day 9 is done. It's a winning. This is nice. Yeah, Magic, by the way, for any of you who've never played it, you can download this for free, and they have, like, a tutorial and a bunch of cards they give you. And you can just mess around, and you will be amazed at just how much the interface, you know, tugs you along comfortably. this is good enough. I think this is good enough. Were you a poet this whole time? I am a poet, and I didn't even realize. Oh, land one time, please. Yeah. Commence the bing bongs. Bam, bam. So it stinks a little bit that we don't have 2 red. But I mean, hell, Bowser's Acolyte to buff both of them would be great. Oh, a Flufflebutt. See if we can just get the damage in, huh? Great. Fair trade as any. Hey, Jerothon says, hello, longtime lurker, was given a sub, and would like to say hello, and thank you for the entertainment. That is just the most polite, pleasant message. Thanks, Garathon. I appreciate your kind message and hope that you, too, are having a good day. Die, makeshift butthead. Yeah. Seem to be stuck red mana a few times. I think I've been mostly okay. Doesn't seem like anything that is not outside the realm of normal magic. Oh, it's gaggling time. It's our good friend, the Gaggle Master. Found the play. It was a subtle play, but I just hit with all of my shit. That requires this part. That's not the lizard brain at work. That's the sophisticated, not smooth brain, sophisticated, wrinkly brain. That's right. It's your wrinkly pal Day 9 with his wrinkle brain. Absolute. Let me tell you, my brain is so wrinkly it looks like a dehydrated plum. I have a lot of cards, and I must scream. Found it! Bang! We call those prunes. I didn't know that. Legitimately, I did not know a prune was a... I thought a prune and a day were different things. What is a prune? Prune. Prune is a dried plum. Nice. I didn't know that. I genuinely didn't know that. There's a lot of things I don't know. Anytime I don't know anything, I just puff my chest out and say, I didn't know that. It's okay, man. I have complete prune brain. Some of you plums tune in, watch me, try to become a prune mind later. Dates and prunes are different. That is something I was pretty sure I knew. Figs, dates, prunes are all different. That's true. They're not called Prune Newton. No one would buy a Prune Newton. Fig Newton? I'd buy a Fig Newton. Graham says, what do you think is the optimal distribution of easy-to-understand archetypes versus big-brain plans that require a lot of technical insight to run properly in strategy games? Can you just rephrase your question a little bit? And specifically, if you can give me some maybe examples to work with. I think there's a lot of different directions that I could go with that question. So I would love to be directed. Please direct me. Oh my god, I'm going to do something so crazy. I'm going to type to the editor right now. Okay, so I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm going to type to you to you now as I complete each draft one at a time. Part 1, M21 Drafts. M21 Premiere Drafts. Let's see, we did blue, black, Wooburg. Yeah, blue, black, Demir, Control. Part 2, M21 Premiere Drafts. Blue, black, Demir, Shrine, Tutelage. Part 3, M21 Premiere Drafts. White, red, that would be Boros Aggro. No blocks. Look at that. That's right, that's a real prune mind move. He has the mind of a prune. I think the right thing for me to do is just to swoop like this. Bam, pow, boom, got him. Prune juice sounds dreadful. The prune juice. The prune juice. No! Blocks. That is. Bam, boom. How many wins? We're at 6 right now, Johnny Roll. We're 6-1, having fun. Our reign of terror is never done. I think it's Anaka time. Hit my face, hit my face. Nobody is around. Actually, that's a little fucked up. I was just combining some words of what I was doing with a song that was in my head. Yeah, I take that back. We're going to rewind all of that. There we go. We fixed it. GG. Wall of Runes. There's your favorite card, everybody. You love this card. Okay. Low on lands. Makes me frown mans. Let's get the magma down. Hey guys, there's something I want to do right now. There's something I want to do. I want to plug a board game my friend is working on. You can look it up. It's called Imposter Kings. Hard at work on his board game, Imposter Kings, and we have some board gamers here. Now, is this a hashtag sponsored hashtag ad? No. This is just hashtag, I'm plugging it because I hashtag play Dota with him. Name of the game is Imposter Kings. Any of you ever played Love Letter? You ever played Love Letter? The way I'm going to frame it for you all, this one, that's the one. That is the one. Yeah, it's my understanding of it is that it's like some of those basic concepts from Love Letter, but more complex stuff. More complex layerings on the top. Because Love Letter, I've played a good amount of Love Letter. And Love Letter is one of those games that you start playing, and then you kind of get into, oh, fuck. He's got it. Because Love Letter is one of those things that, like, you play for a little while, and then after a while, whenever anyone plays Love Letter, the entire game takes 90 seconds. And it's fun like that. It's fun like that. My understanding is that Imposter Kings, which I have not yet played, and therefore I cannot vouch for any of the gameplay qualities of it. Oh yeah. This is it. This is the one. This is how I win. This is how I win, KJ. Alright. This is an image of my friend Cena working on his game Imposter Kings and tuning in and seeing his pal Sean plugging it. Ah! I doubt that any DRGP would be interested in letting the Mistral Singer die. go. Land would be pretty good. We're still pretty far away from winning. I mean, if our opponent casts 2 spells and hits for 8, our opponent will then have to play 2 spells again and swing again for 8. That is a bit of a pickle. That is a bit pickleful. Okay, well. Alright, I'm gonna Siege Striker. I mean, this could be it. This could be death. This could be doing death. Yeah, by the way, this is part of the reason why Legion's Judgment is a card that you hear me not value the most highly. I put in 2 because I wanted the increased probability of having 1 in my hand versus some of these decks, but like we haven't really cast it. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Still not close. A little bit more bad for us. A little bit more bad, but I mean, our Siege Chumper is definitely going to be able to do something gaseous. Now, if our villain has fuck, well, we lost. What are you going to do? Sometimes your opponent prouses their way to infinity damage, and that's okay. That's okay, because we were going to be able to win next turn ourselves. We have a little trampler. That's fine. Shit happens. 6 and 3, good enough for me. So let's answer this question from Draham, who was pinging us earlier. Draham said, okay, so let's take an example in a meta where there's only Esper control. The game gets grindy and losses and a lot of plays. Wait, I think there were some mistypes in the sentence, so I'm going to rephrase the sentence here. For example, in a meta that's only Esper control, the games are really grindy, there's a lot of plays, and losses can sometimes come from slight mistakes that sort of cascade forward dozens of turns later. So I assume that this is your description of what would be sort of a... let me scroll up what you were saying earlier, because you had the phrasing there, I just don't know if it got cut off. So that would be a big brain plan, right, that would require a lot of technical execution. Versus, what do we think about... metas where only red decks are good. Decks are easy to understand, but extremely linear to play. I'm going to disagree with that because I think red decks are incredibly challenging to play. So the extremes of the distribution are bad. What do you think is the optimal mix for game health? Okay. So the question might be if there are metas in which there are decks that are linear and straightforward and understandable, and there are other decks that are complex and deep and rich. What's the blend? I think that those two concepts are fully orthogonal. I don't think that they have any relationship to each other. Because if you, for instance, take aggro versus aggro, especially in the last few years, aggressive decks have turned into really complex, interesting, multi-turn decisions. Well, I mean, in fact, a lot of control decks will, say spend all their mana on a turn to cast something like a Chemister's Insight, which is the first 4 mana instant I could think of. And a lot of red decks are doing multiple spends of 1 or 2 or 1 and 1 and 2 sort of mana on each turn. So they're doing like more individual things in the turn. I think that you can wind up with red decks that are like really, really complex and subtle and require multiple turns of planning in order to succeed, in the same way that control decks, require multiple turns of intelligent planning in order to succeed. And similarly, you can wind up on the flip side with a control deck that takes many, many turns to grind out, but are completely straightforward to play. I actually really like playing a lot of dead simple control decks, because it's like, at the end of the turn, you cast a counter spell if they cast a spell, or you draw cards if they didn't cast a spell. I think that it's a misnomer, and I know that I was putting you on the spot to try to describe this sort of thing, But I will first, as a sidebar, say I think that it's a misnomer that red decks are easier to play. In metas where red decks are good, a lot of times if you want to succeed with them, you have to be very, very sharp and smart with them and do lots of big brain planning. But if you are just watching Netflix and playing red, you'll have a 50.5 win percentage. So you will slowly go up, which is fine. And I think that because there's a lot of people that do that, oh, it's the end of the season, I just want to ladder up, let me play red. They view it as a less sophisticated deck, when I think that that is false. So I think that it sort of comes down then to what is the desired design for the game. And again, we might say, okay, do we want the game to be more subtle and big-brained, or do we want it to be more clear and easily understandable? And I say that these things are orthogonal because I think that there is the strategic side, which is that you do want depth. You do want lots of decisions that occur. As a completely separate axis, you want emotional satisfaction. You want emotional satisfaction. So you want big, spiky moments where huge shit happens. Sweepers that kill everything happen to both be valuable as a component to greater strategies, but boy, is it fun to blow a bunch of shit up. Or being able to zap someone for 8 damage in some cute way is fun, because dealing 8 damage is a big, satisfying, crunchy thing. Or going ultra wide with White Weenie and swinging in when they're all buffed. It's like a big spiky moment. So I think that that's something that is, I genuinely think is often overlooked. And when I say often overlooked, I'm thinking about a lot of games that have attempted to be really deep and cool and strategic, but are so focused on making sure that there's a million different possibilities strategically that they forget to make cool, fun, neat, nifty stuff happen. I heard that this argument was applied to Artifact, that Artifact actually had such little RNG in it that the best players would win an overwhelming percentage of the time. It's just that the skill was incredibly subtle. It's like this is a 2-4 and a 2-4, and it's dealing damage to a 5-3, and so when this comes out 4 turns later with the accumulated damage of this based upon how this pathing card functioned, like, it felt very chaotic, but expert players were just unbeatable. But the way that they were winning was with a little damage, a little damage, a little damage, a little counting, small number math, small number math, small number math, small computations, evaluating for many turns in a row, as opposed to any big, crunchy, awesome, splashy, conceptual things. There obviously were times when that happened in Artifact, where you would, refill all your mana and do 25 mana worth of spells in one lane on one turn, and you'd be like, oh, fuck! But, yeah, I feel like there was not enough, clear, crunchy, cool, different things, what we just did was like a Boros aggressive deck. Cold Dragon says, isn't that good, though, if the more skilled player is winning because they're better than their opponent? Again, it's totally orthogonal to the point that I'm making, which is that the way that the players were winning is small number, small number, small number, small number, small number, small number math. And what was missing in the game was big, punchy, emotionally satisfying, cool, dope shit. What I'm not trying to argue is that good players winning games is bad. I'm just trying to instead point out that I think that there is this, coming back to this Drahem initial question about, what do I think about the balance between having clear, easy to understand archetypes versus subtle multi-turn big brain plays? Because it does feel like a lot of times we think of these ultra grindy control matchups that are so hard to understand sometimes, or the really quick red decks that are really easy to understand. And my argument is that I think that you can have the complexity and the deepness in both of them, but what you need is the emotional spikiness from making a game perspective to feel emotionally resonant. Because if I'm a new player, I don't know any of the complex, cool strategy that's there. Or let's say I'm just an inexperienced Magic player. I'm not even aware of all the cool multi-turn sweet shit that can happen in a control matchup. What I need to have is spiky things like Nicol Bolas gives me a card to draw on it, and the opponent has to exile something, and it feels like you're choking them out of resources. It's not about that being good or bad. It's about that being a cool feeling. I made him discard a bunch of cards, now I'm making him exile a bunch of cards. Yeah!